You've just rolled up to In the Mind of Reelz, where the whiskey's strong, the opinions are stronger, and there's no filter in sight. We're talking no holds barred, people. I am Reelz, Marine, biker, musician, and unapologetic patriot. I love my country and all things fast, loud, and wild. And if you came here looking for a smooth ride, well, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. Buckle up, let's get it done. It's time to dive into the chaos that's inside my mind. So, I'm going to start off real quick by saying I've been getting a lot of positive feedback from friends, family, people who have recently come across my podcast. And, I got to say, we live in a time right now where everybody's so busy doing their thing. And I can always appreciate when people take the time to, really sit down and, listen to the podcast. I mean, there's so many other things that people could be doing right now. And so I thank you. This is something I'm still kind of building on and working on. And, at the end of the day, I'm just a fucking jackass doing my thing. And it brings me joy. If something brings you happiness, I will always encourage to keep doing it. That's just one of those things. Today is kind of a cool episode for me because number one, I'm going to have my first guest on here, but number two is we're going to talk politics and we're going to talk MC culture. Now, my guest that I have coming on, I actually met him in the MC world. We were in a club together for a couple of years, and we kind of crossed paths. Learned real quick that we're like-minded, and I have a tendency to try to stay in touch and hang with people that, I'm like-minded with. So it's just one of those things. Bikers, we like to do that shit. So anyways, my buddy, he's here right now. His name's Samuel Guerry. He is a family man. He is a biker. And I got to tell you, bro, you have a glorious beard right now, bro. Glorious fucking beard.
I mean, I could say the same thing about you, bro.
Well, it's a work in progress, bro. The thing is, I've been growing this thing since I got out of the Marine Corps, which was in 2000. So 24 years I've been growing this motherfucker, and this is as long as it is. I mean, I will say I've burned it a couple times. I've cut it too short a few times, but yours is freaking looking glorious, dude. I just gotta say.
Coming from you, I appreciate that.
So what have you been up to, man?
It's working, man. Trying to keep on keeping on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You know how life happens, so.
Yeah.
Just
well, you're out there. Yeah. You're out there in Texas, dude. So how's the weather?
Midland, man, I'm out in the heart of the oil field. So
it gets hot out there, don't it?
Oh yeah, 110 on a cool day sometimes.
Wow. Yeah, I don't. I'm an Irish and Scottish guy, bro. Like. Plus, I'm bald on top of that, dude. You put me in the sun for like 10 minutes max, I'm tapping out.
That's how I am. That's why I work for myself.
I'm just, I'm not a fan of that. So, you are very much a marketing guy too. So, Samuel's got his hands in all kinds of different things. And, one of the things is he's a big marketing guy. So, and he's very good at it. So that's always cool. That's what you're doing for a living right now?
Yeah, I dabble in a little bit of everything from
nice
social media marketing, videography, photography, graphic design, you name it. I've got my hands in it, so.
Nice. Yeah, sometimes I tell people, I'm a jack of all trades, a master of none,
No, I'm the same way, man. I enjoy what I do, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it was cool, talking to you over the last couple months and getting to know each other a little bit more. I know you and I have a lot of the same beliefs, and we're into a lot of the same things, politics being one of them. So, we're living in crazy times right now.
Dude, it's insane, man. It feels like we're living a real-life episode of South Park, if I'm being honest. Like, it's legitimately what it feels like. But, I mean, it's Man, it's hard to even put into words just because the things unfolding. It's just kind of like there's no, 20 years ago, this would have never even been a conversation
Dude.
topic or even a concept in someone's mind, and yet here we are in 20. It's just like nothing at this point is surprising me. So
I know. Well, now we got the goat back in the office, so I'm hoping things are gonna start changing for the better. I mean, we're not even in 100 days yet. What do you think? What's your take? I mean, because you know what, you're thinking, now he's back in office, and this negativity is gonna kind of be pushed on the back burner. But no, man, it's still
it feels
there.
like it's
Still there.
increased.
Kind of does.
Well, I mean,
Man.
with him especially, man, he can't win for losing, but fortunately for him, he doesn't give two shits what you think about him. He's going to keep it real and do what he does. So
I love that about him too. You know what? I've talked to people about this, and it's such an obvious comparison. When Trump first got into office in 2016, you could tell in a lot of things that he was doing, he didn't know what he was doing. I mean, a lot of this was like learning on the fly.
Yeah.
You take the presidency out of the mix, that's life in general. You're learning on the fly as you go. So when he jumped in there in 2016 and won, he didn't know a lot. So he had to learn a lot in the time frame and get attacked at the same time. He had to go through a lot of shit.
Against all the BS coming against him and all the charges and everything else, and he still managed to accomplish what he did, And
Yeah,
I mean, think about it.
pretty
It's
amazing.
been just a little over 100 days, and how much has he accomplished already just in that time? He did more than Biden and Kamala did in 4 years already in 100 days.
Well, I'm sure you would have a lot of people disagree with you on that.
And
I
that-
don't, of course. You and I are the same.
And that's fine, dude, but like me and you are cut from a time where it didn't matter what your political affiliation was. You could still talk politics with your buddy and have different sides of the coin. And regardless of that, you still had love for one another and you could still sit there and drink a beer. But now, if you do that, if you're Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, whatever, if you're against what they believe in, you're Satan incarnate. You know what I mean?
No, it's crazy.
And that's
dude.
crazy to me. Like, I mean, I will listen to what you have to say, but I mean, at the same time, you have to respect what I feel. You know what I mean?
That's where people lose it.
Oh yeah, they lose their
They
freaking
lose it.
minds, and it's just like, dude, really? Like, I can have a difference of an opinion, and just because it doesn't match up with your philosophy or whatever your core belief system is, doesn't mean I'm your enemy.
Totally, man. To make the point I was gonna say. So now we fast forward to 24, and you can tell Trump is way more seasoned now.
But yeah,
Way more seasoned, and like he's just acting methodically, dude. Shit's just like boom, 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 getting done, and things are happening so fast. People are losing their fucking minds, Samuel.
which
Losing
drives
their
me
fucking
nuts,
minds.
man. Because I mean, especially with like Doge and all that going on, like Elon and Trump are uncovering all the spending and where our tax dollars have been going, and they can't even figure out where it's going. But people are still pissed about it, that it's even being looked into. And then you've got people that are being fired because of the DEI, because they were underperforming, and they're pissed off because they got fired. Like, okay, well, last time I checked, if you're at a job and you don't know what you're doing, what's going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, that's what drives me nuts. Like, if you underperform at a job, especially in Texas, because Texas is a right to work state, they can fire you for no reason whatsoever, just because they might have woke up on a Monday and said, I don't want that piece of shit around no more.
No
and
shit.
And you can't do nothing about it.
I think it should be like that.
Yeah.
Why should employers be obligated to hold on to underperforming people
Exactly.
just for woke purposes?
Yeah, I'm sick of that word, but no,
I know.
I feel you.
Hey, I didn't create the word, bro. Okay, shit.
You coined woke. Kiss my ass.
I know. Absolutely crazy to me. Well, you know.
But I mean, it's true though. I mean, if you watch like it's legitimately like that's the best thing I can equivalate it to. This is a real life version of South Park.
What blows my mind is, I mean, obviously Americans are coming to light, right? Due to Doge and Elon's efforts and his people's efforts. They're bringing to light a lot of just like laundering, wasteful spending, fraud. I mean, it's so rampant, right?
Well, yeah, man. I mean, think about it. If we went another 4 years down that path, we'd be bankrupt by the next election.
God, I know, dude.
You know, and I don't think people realize how significant that is, because a country can go bankrupt, and the repercussions for that are earth-shattering.
Totally.
You know, it will affect the whole world.
I would think, and I've mentioned this, you know, over the last couple episodes. I would think that Americans would be stoked to know where their money is going, right?
I mean,
And
you would think.
Yeah, instead, and I hate to do the whole left and right thing, but the left is like losing their fucking minds because now it's out in the open. And instead of like fighting for the Americans, now they're fighting. Oh, well, Elon's wasn't an elected official and he's doing things illegally and he has our social security numbers. I mean, the guy is the richest man in the fucking world, okay?
Right.
He doesn't need our social security numbers. It's just all more propaganda that's made up to kind of overshadow the fact that these motherfuckers have been robbing us blind for years by funneling money through all these little programs that they make.
Yeah.
And now they're caught. Hand in the cookie jar, man.
Well, not even that, but like Elon doesn't need our money, first off. He's doing this for free. And if they knew the fact of the matter of the people that he's catching and all this crap that had that same exact info and what they were doing with it and potentially doing with it, I mean, they should be pissed on that end, not because there's actually a face to what's going on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you figure, you know, these crooked politicians, every one of them are freaking dirty. You know, they all have little things, and you know, there's a lot of shady stuff happening on the Republican side too. It's not just one-sided. It's both sides. It's so prevalent. But you know, it's like, okay, but how do you resolve it? Okay, follow the money. That's what I'm saying. Follow the money. Find out where this money's going, and then prosecute those motherfuckers. Like if you have, if you're a politician and you have 28 bank accounts, yeah, you're doing some shady shit, no doubt.
Well, it's even like Pelosi and all those people that they're looking into right now that had a net worth of like $230,000 annual salary, and they're worth like $20 million now. It's just like, how did that happen?
Absolutely crazy to me.
Like, and if it's stock options, let me know what you're investing in because I want in too.
Well, AOC is the prime one because her salary is like $124,000, maybe $156,000 a year.
But she and can't even count that high.
Dude, she's worth $29 million, bro.
And she can't even count to 120,000, dude. Like, good God. Like, if that's what they have to offer, then me and you were in the wrong line of business, and we need to go for an elected official.
I know, dude. Fucking tell me where to go.
Damn, common sense has gone out the door.
I don't know. I have to. I don't know if I was corrupt and as crooked as these people were. I mean, God, dude, I don't know, man.
I don't know if I'd want any part of it in that case.
Yeah, morally, I would just be like, I'm fucking these people every day, and I'm taking their money. I would feel horrible, dude. How much money does one need?
All right.
I mean, it just, I don't know. That's crazy, dude. I'm only seeing, you know, obviously of the next, 4 years, I'm hoping that we move as quickly as we do. I think one of the reasons why Trump's moving so quickly within this first 100 days is because we start pushing into the 2-year mark. They're going to have elections again in the Senate and the Congress and all that. So it's like trying to get all this shit done before that happens because you never know. Shit goes back and forth all the fucking time. Oh, yeah. And he may not have all the cards then. He may not have all the people in place to pass these bills later.
Right.
It's exciting and scary at the same time.
Well, Vance will step up after this term and continue is kind of the perfect scenario.
Well, I think that's obviously the game plan. That's what they're setting up for. And dude, I gotta tell you, after I was already a huge fan of JD Vance.
But yeah, when I
he's a
listened to
fucking
him on
Marine.
Rogan,
I'm a
yeah.
Marine. Fucking makes sense. But dude, that Ukraine meeting with Zelensky and Trump.
Dude,
I mean, dude,
tell
Vance
me
just laid the
that was
law
not
down,
a shit
bro.
show.
It was, but it was badass to
Yeah.
see Trump and Vance just. People are like, well, he got double teamed. Well, yeah, you're in the motherfucking White House. You're gonna get double teamed. Period.
Well, and the dude shows up basically in combat duds. I'm just like, really? You're coming to America to ask your biggest benefactor for the last 4 years for money, and you're gonna show
Crazy.
up in BDUs basically?
Well, it was already off to a bad start, but once Zelensky said, "We've been over here all by ourselves, no help," dude, you lost it.
You've had help.
Trump straight up was like, "We've given you $256 million. So how the fuck have we not been? We've been helping you."
Yeah, where's that at?
Crazy money. I don't know.
I don't either.
It's you know what? I'm just hoping that I'm hoping we continue the train. Like keep pushing. Keep making Americans happy, and that's what Trump's doing right now, for the most part. Well,
I mean, for the last 4 years, I mean, they've been putting other countries first and not the American people. So there's the fallout from that, because you can't just overchange that. You can't overturn that overnight. That's going to take time. People are still bitching about prices of eggs, for God's sakes, but they don't take into consideration bird flu happened.
Yeah. Well, and I hear that they killed hundreds of thousands of chickens for no fucking reason. It was like one person made the call.
Well, those fires were starting at those random like slaughterhouses and crap that nobody could account for. I mean, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Like
it's all kinds of behind the scenes shady shit.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump's putting the country first. I mean, I will say that there's one thing that I do disagree with is the fact that he is voluntarily trying to rebuild Israel and the Gaza Strip.
Yeah,
I mean, we need to stay out of that. That's just my opinion, but
Israel's been an ally of ours for a very long time, and they've been treated like absolute garbage for the last 4 years. So I think Trump is just trying to reestablish that relationship again.
Right, and I get that, but I mean, with all the crap that we're still reeling from, it's just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, again, that's what conversations like this are for. You can still agree and have a common ground, you know what I mean?
Well, Trump does have this thing, and it's something I've seen over the years, and then I was just watching something recently. It was like a history on Trump, where he'll say things sometimes just to see what people are going to say.
Right.
Like, he's not actually going to do it, but it's a way of misleading people sometimes, which I think sometimes, you don't need to know every fucking thing that Trump is going to do. So he'll mislead sometimes. And I don't blame him for that.
Right. Well, I mean, it's sleight of hand.
Yeah. Just because he was saying, let's build Gaza up and make it what was he saying? Some kind of like another Las Vegas scenario out there. Right. I mean, he's not really going to do it. It's just, he talks some shit sometimes. And I have absolutely no problem with him doing that. If you can't tell that he is all about America right now, then like people are fucking blind.
Yeah, you're crazy.
That guy is all about America and taking care of Americans. I mean, it's so obvious. Like you can't even dispute it anymore.
No, it's you can't argue it in any way, and if you try, you're insane.
Yeah, like he's a racist. Okay, here we go.
Got the R word. Here we go.
I can't talk to these people sometimes because you could slap them in the face with facts, bro, and they will still not believe it. I won't believe it.
Your
It's
difference of an
crazy.
opinion makes you a racist bigot.
Yeah, like, okay.
And they don't even know what a bigot is.
It gets crazy, man. We'll see what happens over the next couple of years, and
It'll be
hopefully,
interesting, man. But he's lighting fires.
he is. Well, you know what? I heard some jackass, and this was at the fucking. I was at the market. I was at getting some food, waiting in line, and I heard some fucking people talking about how they're looking forward to another assassination attempt on Trump. I was blown away, dude.
Yeah.
To just say it out loud and to wish that on somebody, that's some serious fucking hatred.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude,
that's crazy.
I couldn't stand Biden from day one.
Oh, neither could I.
But never once did it even cross my mind that these people need to die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, that's the difference between people like us who are reasonable and logical, and then the extreme that these people will go to. It's just like, really? Like, you're gonna go that low?
Yeah, I am not a fan of Biden. And when Kamala was running for president, bro, like, I was hammering her daily with the memes and just all kinds of shit. And I would never once ever wish harm on these people.
Not at all.
It's just, that's like next level hatred. That's just not something I'm into.
But they say those kinds of things, but they can't give you a factual, legitimate reason as to why they want that.
I can't stand that. That happens all the time, dude.
You know? And then,
hey, that's not true. CNN told them, bro. CNN told them so it must be true.
Oh, right. Yeah, they can't put anything on the internet that isn't true. You remember that commercial? You know, but it's the same thing, man. So, but no, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. Or, you know, what he's been doing. You know, everybody's bitching and complaining about the border and everything else, and people don't realize, like, if you want to see how bad it truly is, like, come down here, because this is the only place in the country where oil companies will hire you regardless of your criminal record, and even some cases your status, whether you're an American or not, and you can still make a six-figure salary, you know, because the oil field's going to keep going, and even Trump's been saying it, drill, baby, drill. It's happening here, you know, down here, North Dakota, South Dakota, you know.
So I heard a theory, since we're on this topic, that Trump is he's like playing chess moves way ahead of everybody else, right? And one of the reasons why he changed Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America is because supposedly, again, I just heard this. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm still looking into it. But apparently, on the way out, on Biden's way out, there was something that was signed in place that was going to prevent Trump from drilling in that certain area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's signed in there, the Gulf of Mexico. That was going to be a bill that was going to prevent any president from moving forward to drilling, right? Because it was part of the whole Green New Deal thing.
Right.
Well, it said Gulf of Mexico in there, but it doesn't say Gulf of America, right? Mm-hmm. So apparently now Gulf of America is Gulf of America, and we can drill there now. I'm thinking to myself, if this is true, Trump is a motherfucking genius. And just another reason why his face needs to be on Mount Rushmore, dude. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm like, if that's fucking true, that is just genius. Genius move, dude.
Well, it was a chess move on a checkerboard.
Yeah. So again, I don't know if it's true, but I'm looking into it still, and I haven't heard anything.
Honestly, I haven't looked
negative
at
about
any of that. I was just surprised that he named it the Gulf of America.
Which I don't have a problem with him doing. I think it sounds better anyways.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like changing a mountain. Why would you change a mountain name? Like, Obama changed the mountain name to some name, and now Trump put it back to the original way. I don't have a problem with that.
Mount McKinley.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with that, dude. Yeah.
No, you know.
Anyways, we'll see where it's going. I'm glad that you and I are like mind when it comes to politics, because it's just like you deal with so many different people who think differently, and it's just sometimes it's frustrating.
Well, yeah, because you can't reason with those people in most cases.
Yeah. You're willing to, but the other side's not willing to.
Well, it's like any kind of relationship. You got to be able to meet halfway, you know, to come to an understanding, and they want no part of that.
So you mentioned something the other day that you went out on the bike for the first time in a long time.
It's been a minute, man. I've been.
How'd that feel, bro?
It felt nice to be back on too.
Yeah. You still have the what do they call it? Is it called the venom paint?
The snake venom.
The snake venom. You still got the venom paint color? Yeah, your bike is sick, dude.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
But yeah, I hadn't seen you on that thing. You usually will like post reels or pictures or something. I know you were kind of MIA for a while once you
left the club scene,
stepped away from that scenario.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it was unexpected for sure, and definitely unwanted. But I mean, life happens, right? So
yeah,
you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So, but I mean, it's nothing against anybody or anyone. I put my family first in every situation and scenario, and it wasn't good for them. Therefore, it automatically wasn't good for me.
And that's how it should be. Family will always be first.
But yeah, you know, and but no, I mean, I got love for people in that organization still. Always will, you know.
Yeah.
And but you know, the ones that still talk to me and that I still have contact with, you know, it's we're brothers beyond that patch. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's how it should always be. But I think somewhere along the way, I think, I don't know, I just spoke about this on the last episode about respect and shit. And you would think, you know, when you build bonds with people, it's going to be a mutual thing.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes it's not always the case, bro. Sometimes people will be your friend. Especially in the club world, sometimes people will be your friend just because they think they can get something out of you at some point, right?
Well, I mean, that's true. I mean, that is very unfortunate, but it's true.
It really is, yeah.
You know, especially with, and I mean, this isn't me boasting or bragging, but, you know, with my graphic design background and everything else, you know, I would design shirts, challenge coins, poker chips, hats, you name it. I had a hand in it, you know what I mean? And I was doing it willingly. I wasn't doing it for any kind of acknowledgement. I was doing it because I knew it would mean something to my brothers. Therefore, it meant something to me automatically. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. I mean, when you 100% committed to being part of something that you think is going to be bigger than you, it's important. It's a thing of importance that comes into your life at some point, and you're like, okay, you know what? I like what's happening here. I'm gonna invest and contribute all I can. I'm not talking just financially. I'm just saying time-wise.
Yeah.
Time really is what's important. The time.
Right.
You spend hours and hours with people, and then ultimately, at some point, some of these people you realize aren't your fucking friends.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
Oh, yeah. No, whenever, I mean, you can even ask my wife, man, whenever I decided to step away, man, it was like I got gutted for a while. It put me in a really weird place because I grew up riding motorcycles, you know.
Yeah.
My fondest memories, man, when I was 8, 9, 10 years old was jumping on the back of my dad's Electra Glide and going for a weekend cruise, you know, down in Hill Country, Texas, or down in Big Bend or something like that, you know what I mean? But the point I'm trying to make is whenever I ended up leaving, like, dude, I didn't even want to look at my bike. And I mean, for anybody that knows me, man, that thing has been my baby since the day I bought it.
Yeah.
You know, and you couldn't get me off of the thing. And, you know, it took a lot, man. I had to get my head right because I'd put like you were saying, investing time and effort and everything else. I put so much into something, and not that I had an expectancy for any kind of return. I just wanted to be a brother, you know what I mean? And it just didn't feel like it didn't feel like it was a mutual deal.
Yeah, man,
And
that happens a lot, dude.
I mean, I had a couple occasions. I mean, I was even telling you this yesterday, man. I was so close on probably 4 or 5 occasions where I was getting ready to take that motorcycle and sell it. I was just like, I just want to wipe my hands of it and be gone.
I'm so glad you didn't, bro.
Dude, I'm
so
telling
glad
you, man,
didn't.
when I fired that thing up yesterday and finally got out on it, it all came back to me, man. It was like a flood,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I told my wife when I got home, I was like, I finally feel okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's what bikes will do to you, man.
But yeah.
You get on that and you're like, fuck, dude. Like, I tell people there's nothing better than just being on the bike, especially when you're traveling somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun though to do it with bros.
Yeah.
Bros that you have close bonds with. And to me, that's the one thing that sucks about building relationships with people and then leaving that organization, which I've done too, as you know. Like I said, you spend all this time building relationships with people, dude. And then you get a few bad apples that can literally destroy what you've built.
Well, yeah, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch,
Yeah. It's really, really unfortunate, man.
Well, I mean, motorcycle clubs used to mean something, and I'm not insinuating by any means that they still don't, but, they were founded on brotherhood, loyalty, and just straight up the open road. It was built by people that lived by a code of honor and respect. They didn't need to prove anything to anyone because guess what? Their actions spoke for them.
Yeah.
But you got to actually look back at it now, and how many clubs still carry that same respect? And how many brothers are actually living that life instead of just playing a role to it, and, back to your bad apples, one person screwing it up kind of thing. It's for all intents and purposes. I mean, the modern MC world seemingly is drowning in ego, attention getting, and fake brotherhood.
Yeah.
And again, this is just my opinions, my observation, and my takes. It seems like it's become more about who can act the hardest and who can hold the highest rank.
Yeah.
And who
patch chasers, man. Patch chasers.
And who can flex that patch the most rather than who actually stands by their brothers and represents that club with honor the way the club is meant to be represented. It's the overinflated egos ultimately becoming more important than the brotherhood.
Yeah. I use this word I'm about to say, I use it quite often when talking about club life sometimes, or disenchanted, right? Like, you first want to, join a club, you're all like gung-ho, and then, you build bonds with people, some great, some not so great, and then you find out that you spent all this time on this scenario, and then you end up leaving, and it's kind of like a learning experience, right? Because you're going to come and go, and you're going to meet people. Some are going to be good for you, some aren't going to be so good for you, and it's just like, and this is just a normal everyday world, right? But it's the same thing with clubs. Some people you're going to get along with, some you aren't. I will say, I was the same way as you when we left that mutual organization. I was real disenchanted with it and kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But I found peace with another direction, right? So that's why I hang out with guys now that I just know absolutely 100% have my back. Don't have any worries whatsoever. But it took me a long time to find these guys, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go through the fucking trenches and find out who the real ones are, and then you find out who the fake ones are. It took me a couple years, but I dug through the trenches, and now I'm hanging out with dudes who to me, that's what this is about. The brotherhood's about.
Right.
I'm glad that I could find that here. But yeah, man, it's one of those things. When I first joined that last organization, you don't see all the negative shit right away. Sometimes it took a while to see it.
Well, I think the deeper you get into it, the more you're ultimately gonna get access to, the more consistent you're there. And I mean, and it's not even just one organization. That's going to be every organization. There's going to be things in every facet, just like life, that you're not going to like, but it also can boil down to, what am I willing to work with? You know what I mean? Or
tolerate. How much you're going to tolerate, really.
Yeah, and I mean, it's that by no means is insinuating that you should be a pushover. I mean, you need to stand up for what's right for your moral compass, as well as if you are truly putting a club or an organization first, you're going to stand up for it no matter what. And, and you got people that believe their title gives them the right to look down on other members instead of lifting them up. And you've got people that are more concerned with their own status in the club than the club itself, like I said, and back in the day, the MC culture, respect wasn't something you could demand. You had to earn that on a daily basis. Your rank, your reputation, your place in the club was based on one thing and one thing alone, and that was your actions. You proved yourself by putting in the miles, standing by your brothers, and being someone people could count, or being somebody that people could count on,
I agree.
And, I mean, like I said, and, I'm not perfect, I mean, I made mistakes. We all make mistakes, you know what I mean? And, but the difference between me and a lot of other people is when I screw up, I admit it, and I made enemies with people that I wished, would have never happened, but circumstances, man. And even on my end, dude, I mean, there were things that could have definitely been done differently on both sides of that coin. But, whenever you've got, I'm not going to say egos, but personalities that are that strong in an organization like that, that's kind of bound to happen at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's sometimes those clicks kick in, those little clicks with people.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I even tried to eat crow on one occasion, and I tried to bury the hatchet between certain people, and it wasn't in the cards. I mean, I really tried. I took them outside, talked to them, and, look, this is what's been going on. How can we have peace between each other, and so on. And unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to happen. And it is what it is, because I could walk away from that saying I did everything I could. And I mean, do I have any animosity towards those people? No. I'm at peace with it. I wish to hell I would have never had to leave, but again, my family is going to come first, before. As
it should.
Yeah, so, but.
Yeah, you see, that's one thing I spoke about too is, we all make mistakes, right? And sometimes you want to make amends with people.
Well, dude, we're
if
human.
You think yeah. If you think
mean,
it's worth making amends, then do it. But I love the fact that you went out of your way to try to resolve an issue, and it still couldn't. But you know what? I tried. That's all you could do, and you could walk away with your head high, knowing, hey, look, at least I gave it another opportunity to try to fix this. Now I can actually say, fuck off. Right. Hey, I gave it a shot. I tried again, so fuck off. You don't want to fucking talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and I can't control I can't control the actions of others, but I can control my own. I like to say that quite a bit, because that's true. I can't control how you're gonna react to something if me and you are beefing over it, but man, I can control how I react, so to not to escalate the situation further than it needs to be, but
totally.
But no, and I mean, a point that I was going to go to before you said what you just said was, man, I just lost my train of thought.
Hate when that happens.
Well, no, there it is. It's about being bigger. It's about being a part of something bigger than yourself, right? So there comes a time, even in a family setting, where the ego needs to go away and you need to be able to hash shit out.
Well, that's having the ability to have that mindset, though, too. The
I
ability
agree.
to be like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be this prideful asshole. I'm going to sit here and listen, even though I may not want to hear the things I want to hear that they're going to say. I'm going to sit here and listen. And that's half the battle right there, dude.
Yeah, you know, but no, yeah, like I said, man, it is what it is. So, you know, I'm glad that I'm able to actually ride my bike again and enjoy it.
Yes, that's outstanding, dude. That's a big stress reliever for me, is to get on the bike and just go. I'm like you in that aspect. So where's that put you at, though, now that you took her out and you rode her, and what's your game plan? You gonna keep riding, or are you still thinking about selling that bad boy?
Nah, she's staying with me.
Good. That's what I like to hear, bro.
I put too much money into that damn Harley to turn around and sell it for what I feel like it's worth.
I know, man. I was just talking to one of my bros the other day. Hypothetically, of course, because I own my bike. I own her outright, and I've put, easily over $20,000 in her to modify her and stuff. But I mean, that bike, when I bought it in it's the Road Glide Special 2021, and when I bought it, it was about 39 grand.
Right.
And then, I've put like 25 grand into her. So the bike is got some money on it, but I'm pushing 50,000 miles. I mean, I fucking ride a lot. So I was talking to my bro, and I was like, how much you think she's worth right now? I call my bike Brandywine, right? So I was like, how much you think Brandywine's worth right now? And he's like, honestly, like 14 grand. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, basically.
Like, absolutely ridiculous.
Well, you gotta love the depreciation of those things, regardless of what you do. I mean, it's like a four-wheeled vehicle, man. As soon as you get it off the lot, that freaking depreciation hits hard. And it doesn't help the fact that Harley is allegedly fixing to be moving to Taiwan.
I heard that rumor. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I hope it's not, man.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe with Trump back in office, maybe they'll stay.
Well, I think that's why they're leaving.
What?
Nah.
Shit.
Yeah, I have to do more looking into that, but I saw that yesterday. I can't remember where or how, but something on, I think, Instagram was saying that they're moving to Taiwan. I was like, oh
shit. Well, I don't need another bike. My bike is so dialed in, she's going to last me a really long time. And even when she does take a shit, I'll probably just rebuild a new engine and use the same bike, because
that's what I'm going to do.
I'm really not liking the new Harleys, dude. The hand controllers they have on there, they look like a fucking gold wing, bro.
I just can't get behind I cannot get behind the new design, man. The first time I saw it, I was like, man, what's an Indian doing with a Harley badge on it?
I know. I will say, the screen is pretty dope.
Screen. I was even telling a guy.
The screen is nice and big. It's pretty dope.
Well, I was telling one of the salesmen at the Harley shop here in Midland that if they made some sort of a way to interchange the fairings on the 21 Street Glide Specials to where you can have that all digital screen on it, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, that thing was pretty sick, I will say.
But yeah.
But like the headlights, I mean, it's the hand controllers for me, bro. Like,
well, there's too much
they're
going on.
They're so huge, big, and bulky, bro. They literally look like a fucking gold wing hand controllers. And like, what the fuck is all this?
Yeah, it looks
I'm
like
more
there's
simple.
supposed to be a control on there to recline your seat or something.
Oh, for real? Wouldn't surprise me, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no
what
joke.
the heck is all this shit?
Right.
We'll see. And
yeah.
I don't think you can tune them yet either. So
yeah,
I think they're trying to get away from using other people's tuners and shit. I don't know. See, that's one thing, and I'll readily admit, yeah, I'm a biker, but I don't work on my own bike. I don't even change the oil. I take it to my bro. He does it for me. I will be the first to admit it. I don't work on my shit.
No, yeah.
Because I want it done right. If I do it, I'll fuck it up. I'll just pay and get it done.
If I do it, I'll make a big ass mess in my garage, and I'll have consequences from the missus.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she rides with you too, though, right?
Every now and then, man. That's the problem around here, dude, is it's so hard to ride just because of all the oil field traffic. A lot of people, like anywhere else, you can get out of town and you're good. But when you get out
Gotcha.
of town, when you get out of town around here, that's where you start going past oil rigs and SWDs and pump jacks, and there's more traffic probably out there outside of the city limits because all the oil production going on than there is traffic in town.
Wow.
So like if I want to enjoy myself, we have a lake house down in Brady, Texas, and that's about 3 hours from here, but that's down in the hill country part of Texas. So we'll go down there and the wife will ride with me down there. She enjoys riding, but around here, man, it's too damn dangerous.
Hmm.
Especially nowadays because everybody wants to sit around with a smartphone and drive.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever we want to do that, we get out of Dodge. I like to hit up New Mexico. I'm still really tight with a club chapter in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Oh, nice.
And I talk to them all the time, and they're always having me out and us out, and we've been family kind of since day one. So
That's good.
yeah, we go up there quite a bit, and Ruidoso up in the mountains of New Mexico, we like to go up there. So there's places, but you have to go pretty far to get there.
Yeah. I actually haven't ridden through New Mexico. I've been through that area yet, but I hear there's some good riding out there for sure.
But yeah, Ruidoso, Cloudcroft for sure. Those are kind of my main go-to spots. I hadn't really hit anywhere else.
Yeah. Have you hit up Arizona Bike Week at all?
No, man, dude, I'd be lying if I told you I've been to even one motorcycle rally in probably the last decade.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Man, I love the rallies, but for me, again, it's just too much traffic, like especially like Sturgis. Like I always tell people, if and when I go back to Sturgis, I will go before the rally starts when all the vendors and stuff are already there set up,
Yeah.
and I'll get my bike worked on and get all the stuff I want done there on the spot and ride around a little bit, and then as soon as the rally officially starts, I'm getting out of Dodge.
Yeah. I actually rode to Sturgis a couple years ago. First time ever been there. My thought process was this might be my first and only trip to Sturgis, so I'm going to do it the right way and I'm going to ride there.
Right.
So I rode there with some bros from that other organization. It was rad. I rode about, I think it was like 3,400 miles in 11 days. Probably some of the best riding I've ever done in my life, bro.
Oh yeah.
So I think the one freaking cool thing was there. We were riding through Wyoming, bro, and we were on this leg where there was nothing in sight, nothing for at least 100 plus miles, just pure open land and prairie, bro. And next thing you know, we're like surrounded by freaking buffalo, bro. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So anytime I have a chance to ride across the country or something like that, I will jump on it anytime. So yeah, I'm going to freaking Arizona Bike Week. It's probably my third time there. It's fun, you know. It's just a nice little getaway.
Right.
So I'm not like you though. You have a wife and kid. It's like you have to plan accordingly. It's not just you now. You have like other people that are responsible for, you know, that you're responsible for. Like to me, I just got to get a freaking dog sitter, right? So
yeah. Well, I mean, with us,
it's probably
man,
different when you're wife and kids, you know.
well, we travel a lot, man. We go to Vegas all the time, and you know a bunch of the brothers up there in Sin City, so.
Yeah.
We go up there all the time, and they're always quick to show me a hell of a time up there because Vegas is my wife's favorite place in the world. So we're probably up there once every probably 2-3 months max. I mean, we're going back next month for my daughter's 17th birthday. So, you know.
Well, you know, my very, very, very good bro, Tank, lives out there. He just recently moved out there, bro. So
Really?
I have more of a reason to go down there now. So next time you go, definitely tell me.
Oh, yeah.
We'll fucking meet up.
How far are you from Vegas?
About 4 hours.
That's not bad.
I usually ride the bike in there You know, if I'm gonna go to Vegas, I'm gonna be on the bike, unless it's work related, and then
Yeah.
gotta fucking take the truck and shit. But
Well, I want to go through the Valley of Fire up there.
that's good shit.
I would love. That's one ride I want to do very, very badly is the Valley of Fire.
I did that before, and it was in the middle of summertime, and that part sucked. But
Yeah.
the view and just the ride itself, it's pretty fantastic, dude. So you'll have to keep riding, bro, and eventually get out here.
Oh yeah. No, I've been planning something. I don't know what yet. And I told the wife, I said this summer I'm probably just gonna do a trip where I just do it old school, man. Just get on the bike, have everything packed up for a couple days. I don't have a destination or a plan. Just go.
That's the best, dude. That's the
Yeah.
best. That's like jumping on the bike with I mean, you kind of know a general direction you're going to go, but like no plans.
Right. No itinerary.
Yep.
Just do what you
Goes
want.
out the window when you travel. That's the best.
Yeah.
Hopefully, maybe if I retire and have money to be able to do it, not have to worry about work, I can, like, one of my goals is to ride across all the United States. It'll be great.
Do a 48 state tour.
Yeah. Do the whole fucking United States, the whole motherfucking country, okay? Shit. Now, that'd be a lot of fun. I'll have to stop by in Texas, though.
Check
in
man.
with you. So.
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime. We got
Nice, dude.
place to rest your head and get some Texas barbecue in you.
Well, I like your hat, man. Where is that? Is that like a business?
No, it's college, Texas Tech University.
No shit. Nice, dude.
Yeah, football down here is like church.
I was gonna say it's. I've seen the movies. I saw Varsity Blues, bro.
Well, my daughter goes to Permian, which is that's the high school that Friday Night Lights is based on.
No shit.
Yeah, Permian High. That's my daughter's high school.
Well, you'll probably laugh at me when I tell you this, but I don't really watch football anymore. As a matter of fact, I don't really watch any sports. And the reason why I stopped watching sports, what was it, in 2019 when they started taking the knee for some stupid bullshit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I just stopped watching sports, and then when they got rid of all that stupid stuff, I just never started watching it again. So even the Super Bowl, I'm like, I don't even care.
Oh, well, I'm a Chiefs fan just because Patrick Mahomes came from Texas Tech, so
Yeah?
I automatically became a Chiefs fan before they got as good as they are. But honestly, I was kind of glad they lost the Super Bowl this year. I think they turned into a bunch of prima donnas.
Well, what's that? I think maybe it's because Taylor Swift was a big fan of theirs now.
Don't say that too loud. My wife's a Taylor Swift fan. She'll come up here and kill you through the computer.
Well, she's a freaking billionaire, so she's doing something right. Shit.
Yeah.
Can't talk shit on somebody who makes billions by, creating music.
Yeah, doing more than I'm doing, I'll tell you that much.
I wish I would been able to make a living off playing music, but now I'm just old and retired from that scene.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. I really appreciate you taking the time today to do this with me. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, man, thanks for having me on, and we need to do it again soon.
Yeah, we'll have to do that, and stay in touch, and keep riding, man. Keep riding. Get on that bike and ride.
Hell yeah. Same to you, brother.
Yeah, you know I will. So, well, shit. With that being said, this is Reelz signing off. Ride safe, live free, and don't take shit from anybody. Peace.